Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, August 23rd. Happy Friday, everyone. Time is 6:23 right now. Market's gonna open in about 7 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update. And we should be good to go. All right, looks like we are good to go. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Move this over real quick. Here. And it looks like we are good. So link's getting sent out right now. Perfect. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. Going down to the 2-hour time frame. Going down to the 1 hour. Going down to the 30-minute. Going down to the 15. Going down to the 10-minute. Down to the 1 minute. And it looks like we are good to go. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, August 23rd. It is 6:26 right now. Market's going to open up in about 4 minutes. So looking at the current chart right now, I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity above is at 41,026. There's another level right above it at 31. And then the closest level below is at 40,980. So with that said, those are the two closest levels of liquidity. I believe there was news this morning at 4:30. It was low impact. So I'll mark that up real quick. Low impact news. Right here. And then we have some high impact news over here at 7 o'clock. So I'm going to be hoping to, knock out these entries before 7. We'll see what happens here. So looks good right there. Here's a chart from yesterday. Let me just clean it up a little bit. So looking at this right here, I'll draw the range once it comes closer to a little bit after market open. Looking over here at the 100-point move, guys, I'm looking for a buy today. So I looked at the fundamentals, looks bullish. Looking over here at the retail sentiment, currently 77% short. And obviously looking over here at the technicals, bullish as well, right? So I'm going to be looking for a bullish push here, guys, for the 100-point move. Again, this is not an official entry, guys. If you guys want to take it, feel free. I'm taking it on my Top Step account. It's an eval, so there's not really much at risk there. It's just something I'm testing out for longer term moves. And if you guys want to test it out and go back and just back test it, I mean, you guys can. So you guys can just go off the technicals if you want. But for the most part, I'm going off the fundamentals as well. I just want to make sure everything lines up together. Yeah, I'm going to be looking for a buy today. So just a heads up if you guys are looking to take it. Just everything points towards a buy today. So once the market opens, I'll take it there. And then I'll go from here. So we got market opening up in about 30 seconds. We got 20 seconds till market open. Liquidity right there got hit slightly. We got market opening up in about 10 seconds. Market opening up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open. So let me see where this should be placed at. So 104 and 904. Okay. All right, so I'll come back to this later. And let's go to our normal charts here. All right, so looking at current price, there's not really any market flow entries available right now. The trend, as you can see, is kind of choppy. The ATR is extremely low right now. So this is typical summer market conditions. So now this is like legit summer market conditions. As you guys remember from a couple of weeks ago, the ATR was up to like 80 points. It's now back below 15. This is typically how the summer usually moves. It's very, very slow. It's the worst market to trade in. It looks like it's moving a lot here, but it's just like these few candles. But I mean, realistically, if you measure the candles, they're only moving about like, 15 to 18 points. If you guys remember the market from last week and the week before that, these candles are moving like 30 to 40 points. So double, if not triple the movement. This doesn't necessarily mean it's a horrible thing, but the volatility is very low, and it's going to be hard to catch momentum moves with volatility because the volatility isn't there. So you're going to see a lot of sideways movement like we did yesterday and the day before. Pretty much this whole week was a lot of a sideways market. You can really pay attention to the ATR right here, and it's going to tell you exactly how the market's moving. If it's below 15, it's typically going to be a consolidating market. This is why we usually only trade when the ATR is above 15. Doesn't necessarily mean you can't trade, but your odds are going to be a lot better if you wait for the volatility here to pick up. So I'll look for some entries here, but I'm not going to be too keen to, force any entries. We're still positive for the week, guys. So just a reminder, we're up 1 trade for this week so far. So if I don't need to take any trades today, I'm not going to force anything. But if I do see something good, obviously I'm going to take it. You can't be scared when you trade. If you feel comfortable trading, trade. If you don't feel comfortable trading, don't trade. If you see something good, then take it, but only if you see something good. Don't just force any trades here, right? Today's Friday. Volatility is extremely low. There's not really much direction here. There's no need to force anything. So looking at this right now, we don't really have much of a range right now. So I'll draw the range once price kind of pushes through a little further. Or at this very moment, we just don't have very much of a range. Looking at the bigger picture here, the 4 hours bullish, 1 hour is bullish, 30 minutes bullish, 5 minutes bullish, 10 minutes bullish. The only time frame here that's bearish is currently the 1 minute. So I'm probably going to wait for this to swing back up. Might take some time, but eventually I do think it's going to swing back up. Otherwise, if you guys are looking for some market flow entries here, I mean, there is still technically a market flow entry here that is setting up. It's like right at news price and it's right at the sessions, or not the sessions, it's right at the liquidity down here. So there's about 13 seconds on this candle. If it comes back down, it could be a possible market flow entry, but it's not looking like it. So no market flow entry there. Entry never got filled. Price is pushing back up. Ideally, I'd like price to push back up because my 100-point move over here is bullish. So my entry here is now back in profit, guys. And it is swinging back up further as we speak. There we go, as it pushes up higher. Making its way up. There we go, it's price retest liquidity up there. Again, the liquidity here is not very strong, so it's tough. I mean, this is probably the type of market that would be good for the 1030 TP stop losses if you guys, are willing to do that with a negative risk reward. There you go. It's pushed up right there. My 100-point move is pushing halfway to TP almost. So, I mean, if you guys want to go back to the traditional 1030, this is probably the best conditions or the best type of market to use it in, because the problem with the 1515 is that if there's no direction, it's going to be really easy to get stopped out if price ends up consolidating, right? You don't want price to consolidate. You want it to climb. And unfortunately, because of the current market conditions, the climb isn't necessarily going to be very easy. So we have a breakout V3 continuation here starting to set up. There's a buy signal. If this candle closes green, this could possibly set up for a breakout V3 continuation. However, if this candle closes red, this could be a V1 variation, double body rejection, and this is a reversal pattern. So if this candle closes red, this can possibly come back down further for a retracement. If this candle closes green, it can possibly push up further for a continuation to the upside. So just keep that in mind. Either look for retracement or look for continuation. It depends on how this candle here closes. So this candle closed red. This is a reversal pattern. So this might retrace back to down here. Just keep that in mind. Price can go in two different ways. It's just tricky because, like I said, the market here isn't necessarily moving very smoothly. It's starting to establish a range, which is a good sign, but we just don't have that yet. So looks like the lower range is going to be about around the 41,000 mark. So it looks like it's going to stay up. It looks like this is a fake out zone, and price will likely, as of now, it's probably going to range between these two price points right here. And if it goes any higher, probably the 100. But as of now, this is kind of where the range is happening between these two price points. So just be careful for the fake out, because obviously there was a fake out down here, price pushed up. There could be a fake out right here, and price will probably pull back into the range. All right, so at least we have an idea of structure here. Market structure is looking like it's going to be stuck within those areas. Let me push up a little further, see if there's any targets out here. So if price does climb up higher, the target's going to be the New York high and London high up here. That's if price does push back up higher. But right now, you guys can see where the fake outs are happening. Fake outs are happening outside these ranges here. So fake out level right here. Fake out level right here. If you guys want to trade within the range, feel free. But I'm just giving you guys a heads up. Those are fake out zones. So we will continue watching, see if there's anything else that may come up here, but the ATR is picking up slightly. So the ATR is currently at 16 ATR. There could be a possible market flow entry that may be coming up here, guys. So just keep that in mind. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for the retracement, a sharp retracement, and continuation back up. I'll be looking for that pattern there. However, what I'm going to be focused on here is also the consolidation. If price consolidates sideways right here, then I'm not going to want to take any trades. I need price to actually be pushing. So I need price to either come up, come down, come back up, or I need price to actually come up, come down, and come up right away. The ATR is picking up. It's currently at 7 ATR, so there's some volatility. You can see the ATR is now above 15, so there's going to be some direction here, or there's starting to be some direction at least. All right, so let's see what happens here. We got price just sitting down this middle area. Again, I don't want to trade where price is consolidating. So I need to get some movement here. You can see that price is having trouble getting past this level right here. So we have a possible market flow entry right here, guys. There's 20 seconds left on this candle. I don't think it's going to fill, but I'll be watching for it right here. It's got 10 seconds left. It's got 5 seconds left. It's not going to fill, so I'm not going to put an order there. But that's what I was looking for. I was looking for price to swing right back up. But looks like my analysis here is playing out. So looking back to the clean chart, like I said, these are fake out zones. Price fake out right here, push back up, price faked out on this area right here as well, and it faked out right back down. The market's just repeating itself. This is the same exact thing that happened yesterday. It's the same thing that happened on Wednesday. It's the same thing that happened on Monday, Tuesday. This is just the market for this week. You know, it's a sideways market. We've been having a range pretty much every single day this week. It's not the best type of market to be trading in. It's unfortunate, but these are the summer market conditions. So if you guys have never traded summer before, remember this, because next summer you're going to see the same exact thing. You're going to see this happen where price just ends up baking out and then it stays within the range pretty much all session. The good thing is that we're like in the last 2 weeks of summer. So next week is the last week of August. We're going to go into September. And yeah, from there, the market should start to pick up a little more. But you guys can see here, I drew these lines here so that you guys can see where the structure is sitting, and it's not going anywhere outside of it. It's just staying within. So the 100-point move is still in profit, but it's just sitting right here. It's just because the volatility is so low. So what might happen here is price might retrace slightly and then make its way back up. There was a possible market flow entry right here, guys, if anybody decided to take it. I personally wouldn't really want to take any market flow from like the lower levels. I would probably just wait for it to push up a little bit higher so that I can have a confirmation that price is actually climbing. So there is a market flow entry that's currently running right here. But for me personally, I'd like to push up a little higher and then take it off the level 1 so that I at least know that, you know, the trend is pushing back up. So there's a possible market flow right here. See if I can put a pending order there. So I got my pending order just waiting right here, guys, in case it comes back up. Looks like I'm in the position now.
Order filled.
I got to move it down slightly. It's 46. Move this down to 16. All right, so my market flow entry right there is currently running. The volatility here isn't really very high. It's kind of just going back and forth right now. I didn't get in at prime entry, so you can see over here I got in at like maybe a point off. I'm just hoping I don't get caught in the consolidation here because it looks like it's in a consolidation zone down this middle point. I was hoping it would just bounce off it and shoot right back up, but it is now going sideways right here. So here, the good sign is we have a pending buy signal right there. It's currently running. And again, I'm just going to let this thing run. Whether it hits TP, whether it hits stop loss, I'm taking a half risk on this trade, so it's not really a big deal. I'm just letting it play and do what it needs to do. But again, we're stuck here in the consolidation. So this is what I was hoping not to get stuck in, because you can see here, when you get stuck in the consolidation, our stop loss is so tight that it might get triggered. before it actually pushes up. Yeah, and I got stopped out. It's all good. Half risk on that trade, so I'm down one trade for the day. And we're back to break even for the week. It's been like two break even weeks back to back. It's super annoying. Let me check our stats really, actually. Let me go back to it. So let's see what our stats are for the month so far. This month has not been a good month because of the break evens that we've been getting. Okay, so looking at this month so far, actually last month was negative. So week 1, we had a break-even week. Week 2, we had a positive week. Week 3, we had 1 loss. And then this week, we're at break-even. So August is not a good week for us, or a good month for us. I mean, technically, it's not a bad month because break-even is still okay, but for the most part, it's not. It's not good because we're just stuck in this consolidation. The only way that we can really make adjustments right now is to go back to our old TP stop loss, which I don't really want to. If we go back to the 1030, it might be useful for us because we'll be able to eat this drawdown before it comes back up. So I do think price is going to climb back up. The only problem here is that, and there you go. See how price pushes right back up? And I wouldn't be surprised if this pushes up and hits TP. It's just when you get stuck in the consolidation like that, our stop loss is so tight that it ends up getting triggered before it pushes up. This is what our old TP stop loss used to look like. It's a 1030 split. Yeah. And again, right there is. So the only thing I can think of right now, if I want to make some adjustments, is go back to our old TP stop loss. Because like I said earlier, right now we're using a 1515. And the problem with this here is that it is when you get caught in this consolidation range, it's easy to get stopped out because your stop loss is so tight. But if you use the old TP stop loss that we used to use, which was 1030, I mean, we could probably even use a 1530. It'd still be a negative risk reward, but using a 1030, ideally, it'll typically hit, right? So I'll leave this alone for now. I'm not going to make any changes to it yet, but it's something that I'm going to keep in mind. This is the whole reason we used a 1030 back then. I know a lot of people don't like using the negative risk reward, but it does work, especially in a market like this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, TD said, yeah, you used to laugh at traders that depend on one-to-one RR for this exact reason. Yeah, it's because it's too tight. When the market's going sideways like this, it's just too tight. When the market's going directional, it's easier to catch those moves. So like when price is climbing, it's easy because you can just get in and out super quickly. But because price is not climbing like this, we end up getting caught in the middle. So like you'll see a move like this, and then it'll go sideways, hit stop loss, and then go up to TP. It's just the type of market condition that we're currently in. So we'll see. I'm gonna leave it as is first, guys. I'm not gonna make any changes yet because there's just no need to make any drastic changes, especially because we're going into the fall season pretty soon. It's just frustrating because you get caught in these moves and then you see it hit TP right after, and you're like, oh, if my stop loss was a little bit wider, it would have would have survived the drawdown, would have came right back up. But it's all good. The good thing is that I'm taking half risk. So if I took a full risk on that trade, I would have lost 1,000. Since I took half risk on that trade, I only lost 500. So not really affected too badly by that trade there. So, all right, we'll continue waiting and we'll look for the next opportunity here. Going back to let's see. So going back to our clean chart right here, as you guys can see, it's pretty much in the same area where it's been earlier. What you can look for here is a possible fake out. So look for the possible fake out again down here and a swing back to the upside. So looking at this drop right here, guys, this drop over here actually was this was a V2 or V3 variation. So if you guys remember, I mentioned this the other day. I said, look for the engulfing pattern, right? Look for the lower low, or look for any type of low. and then see an engulfing pattern outside of it, and it's probably going to push right back up. So you can look for the same thing here too. If you guys see an engulfing pattern, that's probably going to swing back up. It's probably something that I'll be willing to take if I see it. This thing pushed up like 30 points. So if I see something like that engulfing down here, I'll be willing to try that out. Of course, I'll take it with half risk again, but I'll be willing to try that out just in case it does happen. So this green candle here would have to close a lot bigger. It'd have to close like somewhere up here in order for it to be engulfing, like we just said. I'll be watching for it, but the way that the candle is currently moving right now, it's not really looking like it. All right, let's see if we get one more entry here. Balance our trade out. So I'll be looking for this to swing back up. Probably do a 2-to-1 for this one. All right, so it's dropping lower right here. Just hit liquidity, guys. So just hit liquidity right there. So it looks like we might start to look for some sells here. So if you guys took liquidity, the first level was right there, second level was right there. Looks like this one's still pushing. I don't know if it'll hold, but I mean, if this is the case, you might start looking for some sells here. We got news at 7 o'clock. It's high impact, so you guys want to be careful for that. The news at 7 o'clock is new home sales. We got new home sales, and we have Fed Chair Powell speaking as well. Personally, I don't really feel comfortable taking sells here because when Powell speaks, I think price is going to start to climb up very high. Powell's going to be speaking about the Fed interest rate, so that's something to look out for. They're going to be dropping the interest rates next month, so that's another reason why I think next month is going to be really good. Right now, it's kind of just weathering the storm, guys. We're just weathering the storm until it hits or until we get to until we get to September, because in September, when they drop the rates, I'm gonna expect price to be moving very directional. There's gonna be a lot of people in the market, and there's gonna be a lot of volatility because interest rates are dropping. So if the interest rates drop, that's a good sign, and we're gonna have a lot of volatility to catch these market flow entries very easily. So right now, I'm kind of just trying to survive. I'm trying to survive this hectic market that's like this right here. I think this is going to be some manipulation. Obviously, I think price is being manipulated up until 7 o'clock. They're trying to lure in some sellers. I'm not going to be a sucker into this. So I'm not going to get suckered into these sells here. What I see here is I see them luring in some sellers. They're dropping price heavy down because when Powell speaks at 7, price is probably going to climb all the way back up. That's just kind of what I see happening here. So price pretty much came down, knocked out all the liquidity down here. So liquidity got hit right there, right there, right there. Also down here. Pretty much all liquidity right there got knocked out. And I just see this as a trap. I see price coming down right there. Price came down to the 950 right here. Huge trap right there, as you guys can see. So price is climbing all the way back up. There's a possible market flow that can be setting up right here. But again, like I said, I'm not really comfortable taking sells here because I think this here is a trap. I don't think price is going to stay down here. See, looking at the news from this morning. So new home sales right here is forecasted to be positive. So home sales are supposed to be going up now because interest rates are likely to be dropping. So it's going to be good for the market. We got news coming up in about 7 minutes. There is, again, like I said, there's a possible market flow entry here if anybody's looking to take it. I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm not going to take it myself because the news is coming up pretty quickly in about 6 minutes. So if you want to take this market flow entry, I'll just mark this up right here. It has not filled yet. Price needs to come back down to fill it. But again, it's not there yet. So let's see here. See, the entry that we took earlier over here, this looked good because I did think price was going to be bullish. Obviously, my bias for today is bullish. My 100-point move is bullish. The news is going to be bullish. I think Powell's going to be bullish. So this move over here lined up with my criteria. It's just obviously got caught in the spike before it came back up. Again, right here, the market flow entry is not going to fill. It's got about 10 seconds left on the candle. I'm not expecting this to spike down in the last 10 seconds. So we got 5 seconds here. And this here is probably not going to come down. So I'm going to cancel that. We got price climbing back up. You know, I just realized there was a breakout V3 right here. Seems like the breakout V3s have been hitting lately. Anybody's been noticing it. There's another breakout V3 coming over here as well. The only problem is that it's going to be right at the opening price, so it's going to be a little tricky. You guys are looking to take that for like about 10 points. It's breakout V3 continuation setting up right here. I'm going to hold off on any entries right now. We got news coming up over here at 7 o'clock. If this candle doesn't close green, there's no breakout V3 continuation there. If the candle closed red, there's no breakout V3, so there's no entry there. We got news coming up in about 4 minutes. I'm just going to wait for the news to pass, and then I'll start looking for some entries here. Yeah, but looking at the breakout V3s, they've been playing out. So I looked at the breakout V3s pretty much all morning, yesterday and today. So this one over here played out. I'm going to go back and look at yesterday's. There's no need to focus on anything right now because we have the news coming out. But let's take a look at yesterday's, Thursday. So on Thursday over here, where's the breakout V3? Yeah, Thursday over here, we had a breakout V3 that came up right here, sell signal, red candle after it, and went straight to TP. So if you take the first breakout V3, it typically hits. I mean, you don't have to go for the full move. You can go for or you can go for the 25 if you want. Full TP right there. Let's look at the breakout V3 from Wednesday. Just the first one, not the continuation, but the first one. If you guys remember, that was a strategy that we first took when I first started applying Apex. When I first traded Apex, that was the only strategy we took, and I passed the Apex challenge or the eval in like 1 week. That's why I got first funded with Apex back in January, I think. So this strategy still works very well if you do it properly. So right here, let's see. No breakout V3, no breakout V3. Breakout V3 came up right here. Another one, huge TP right there. So if you did 25, full TP. So it looks like the breakout V3 pretty much hit every day this week. Let's take a look at Wednesday. Like if that's all you're taking, I mean, it's pretty solid. Nice. Yeah, Rashida said she's been taking it. So it's just a hint, guys. You know, if you guys want to take that, it's not always going to work that way. So like I told you guys before in the past, you know, find a strategy that you like to apply and just stick to that one strategy because it's going to have its time where it's going to shine. And let's see another one right here. So the one on Tuesday over here, nothing there. This one over here, I don't know if this is a breakout V3. I don't think it, or it looks like it might have been. So this right here was a breakout V3. It looks like it would have lost unless you would have skipped this one. So if you would have skipped the ones that are invalid, this one over here would have been skipped. And if you waited for a valid one, the valid one actually happened right here, like at 725. And this one actually hit full TP. I think we look for valid ones only, right? For the breakout V3. For the continuation, it's different, but for the V3s, the actual V3s, I think you got to wait for a valid momentum. Yeah, so it looks like Rashida's been taking it. It's been hitting. So yeah, maybe we'll take it back to the breakout V3s, at least for now, because the market now sucks, guys. It's like horrible. Like it's hard for us to catch these entries. So I mean, if we just stick to, there's going to be some days where there's no entries, of course. Don't get me wrong, but when they do come up, yeah, so there's nothing on Monday. There's no entry on Monday, but every other entry for this week looks like it pretty much hit if you take a breakout V3 continuation, or not a continuation, a traditional breakout V3. So the breakout V3 actually hasn't came up today yet. So that's something that you guys can maybe look for. Unless you're counting the invalid momentum. So there's an invalid momentum right here, of course. There we go, as price pushes up. We got the news candle right here, price is climbing. Lasted right through liquidity right there. So it's pretty much doing what we anticipated. I said earlier, the news is forecasted to be positive. We have Powell speaking later today. So I was expecting this to push up anyways. Yeah, it was all positive news right there. And there goes, price spikes up a little bit. Yeah, Freddie said he checked his journal and he was amazed at how much his win rate changed after removing Fridays. Yeah, no, that's key. That's super key, Freddie. And that's why I keep reminding you guys, right? It's key that you guys journal your trades so that you guys understand where you guys are having issues with your trading. You know, if you lose a lot of your trades on Friday, then don't trade on Friday. If you lose a lot of trades on Monday, then, you know, obviously don't trade on Monday. All right, so we got price climbing up right here. It's doing kind of what we expected. Let me see if Powell is being televised. All right, so here's everything to expect from Fed Chair Powell's speech Friday in Jackson Hole. Powell will deliver his policy speech at 10 a.m. Eastern. Chances of it containing any startling news seem to be remote. In the previous years, Powell has used Jackson Hole speech to outline broad policy initiatives and provide clues about the future of policy. Okay. All right, so full TP, guys, on my 100-point move. If you guys took that 100-point move, full TP right there. So thankfully that worked out for today. So I took one loss, but then I took one win right here. So pretty solid, locking 1,500 on that trade. So pretty much wiped it. Well, if we were to count that in with my other trades, you know, obviously that would work out. So let me go over here and I'm just going to take a screenshot of the trades that we took for today. So this one over here was the buy that we took. Unfortunately, I got stopped out on this one. It was just a little too tight, but it's all good. So I'll count this right here as the loss from today, and I'll also document the win for the bigger move. So here's the first trade that happened at 642. This strategy. So there's two things with losses, guys. There's two types of losses. There's losses that are good losses, and there's losses that are bad losses. This loss right here was actually a good loss because I was following my trading plan. Everything lined up, and that was a solid entry that was okay to take. A bad loss is when you don't follow your trading plan and you still take a trade and then you lose it because that trade could have been avoided. This one over here couldn't be avoided. This was actually an entry. Looking over here, here's the 100-point move, guys. I'll also document this for you guys who want to follow it through. So we've had two back-to-back wins on this. We had a win today, we had a win yesterday. I think we had a loss the day before that, and then we had a win before that. So we had 3 wins and 1 loss for this strategy this week. So you guys can see this strategy works pretty well. If you just want to take one trade a day, and just let the trade run and don't really have to worry about it, that is a possible trade there to take. There's no time on this one. 100 points. Let's call it market open entry. Market open breakout entry. All right, so 2 trades for the day that we've looked at. So first trade over here, obviously, market flow, it hit stop loss, and then right here, the market open breakout, full TP right there. 100 points, so it's a pretty big move. Depending on how much risk you're looking to take on that trade, it could have been widely big or it could have been just mediocre. For me, I took 3 contracts on that, so bigger move, bigger target, basically same profit, or actually a little more profit because it's such a big move. All right, so 2 trades covered for the day, market flow, and then market open breakout. There's a possible opportunity over here for another market flow entry. The thing that I don't like here, guys, again, as you guys can see, price is going sideways, right? I don't like this. This is why we got caught in this trade over here. The good side about this, I know price is going sideways, but the good side about this is that there's actual volatility right now. The only problem with this volatility is that this volatility is based off the news. So the news happened right here at 7 o'clock. We have some volatile candles, and then all of a sudden they're starting to slow down right here. So you just want to be careful again, like I said earlier, because this here is not where you want to get caught in. You don't want to get caught in price going back and forth like this right here. Gary's asking, are you still doing PRB entries? No. I mean, I'm not doing it, but I know other people in the group are doing it. It's just, I'm one person, so I can't look at like 6 strategies. I'm already looking at like 2 or 3 strategies here. I think 2 or 3 is already a pretty big handful. I mean, if I could look at more, I would, but I know other people are still looking at it and taking it. There's a market flow entry right here setting up, guys. If anybody is looking to take it, let me see if I can maybe just put a pending order there just in case it swings back up. So I got a pending order just waiting right here, guys, in case it swings back up. It has 25 seconds left on it, so it's got some time. So it's now filled.
Order filled.
Right there. It's pushing up. The TP's off like slightly by like 1 point. I think I'll probably leave it there though. So the volatility here is, like I said, we're kind of stuck in this consolidation phase right here. I was hoping the volatility just push up. Again, I'm taking half risk here, so I'm trying to get back to break even for the day. Didn't really increase my risk at all. Just letting it run through and play. Watching my ninja here to make sure everything is working properly. So let's see if it pushes up from here. And this thing is not moving. So again, it's just bouncing back and forth. Unfortunately, we are stuck in some consolidation here. I'm hoping it just pushes through because I don't like holding on to this for too long. I've been holding on to this for about 2 minutes now. It's 3rd minute of it running. And I was hoping we'd get like one of these bigger candles like this. So you can see these candles over here. This candle was huge, obviously, because it was a news candle. And then we had this candle over here, which was about a 30-point candle. This candle over here was 20-point candle, and then now we're just getting these smaller and smaller candles here. So I'd like at least just some direction here. Holding on to this position for about 3 minutes now. It's probably the longest hold we've had for a market flow entry. As it continues to just bounce around here. All right, it's pushing up a little higher. It's flat market. All right, 4 minutes in.
Target filled.
All right, full TP right there. Back to break even for the day. Like I said, I hate these types of entries, guys. It's super, super, super annoying. I mean, I'm back to break even for the day. So thankfully I'm back to break even, but this is what I just told you. Like, this is more stressful than it hitting TP or stop loss right away. I'd rather just hit it. I'd rather just have it hit TP or stop loss right away, like how it should be. But it gets stressful when you're holding on to it for about 3 minutes because you have no control over where it's going to go. I know price is going to be bullish, obviously, but you can see here that this was stressing me out because we're just kind of in limbo right there. But anyways, back in profit right there. We're back in profit overall. We're in 2 net wins for the week, break even for the day. And I'll see if I can find another entry here, hopefully. I'm going to be a little more cautious, but we'll oops, wrong button. Get me to click that there. All right, so this entry over here from market flow came up at 706. There we go. So we will continue to see what is to come here next. Again, I'm hoping we get some direction here because it's just really annoying to be caught in a position for more than a minute. It's kind of pushing it already. More than 2 minutes, really pushing it. More than 3 minutes. I was almost tempted to move my stop loss closer in profit because of the volatility. But I'm glad I didn't because that win over there set us back into break even for the day. So I'm happy about that. Now I guess we'll just continue to look for another opportunity here for market flow. Let's see. Yeah, Freddie said. All right, Freddie. So Freddie's done for the day. Freddie said, have a great weekend, guys. So we'll see you back here on Monday, Freddie. Yeah, if you guys are done trading for the day, feel free to wrap it up. If you guys are not, go ahead and hang out with me because I'm going to look for some more entries here. I'm not done yet. So it looks like the volatility here is a little erratic. It's erratic because Powell is speaking right now, I believe. So let's go over here and see if there's any okay, so Fed Chair Powell indicates interest rates ahead. The time has come for policy to adjust. Perfect. So Powell laid the groundwork Friday for interest rate cuts ahead, though he declined to provide exact indications on timing or extent. The time has come for policy to adjust. Central bank leader said in as much awaited keynote address at the Fed's annual Jackson Hole. In addition to assessing the current state of play, Powell took considerable time in the speech to evaluate what led to the surge in inflation. Okay. So with that said, we will see how the market moves from here. That explains the push to the upside. Yeah, to the moon right now, huh? Why I'm just going to the moon. This is an all-time high. There's no way. No. I mean, you can reach it. The all-time high is right here at, let's see, 41,670. It's actually not too far from the all-time high. It's about like 400 points away from the all-time high. So I think by the end of the year, we'll hit a new all-time high, guys, for sure. By Christmas, maybe by November, we'll get to that all-time high. It's gonna be pretty interesting. All right, so now we wait. So liquidity right here got hit. I don't know if anybody caught it. It happened so quickly. We were in this entry when that happened. So the entry happened right here. Blasted through our TP. It blasted right through liquidity. Blasted right through the London high, New York high. Um, yeah, it's pretty much that. I know a lot of you guys like to use this VWAP. I have the VWAP here just for correction. So if price ever drops below, I think price will likely come back up usually. I mean, it's a bullish asset, so I'll have this VWAP in case price ever comes back down like it did a couple of days ago. All right, so I'm looking for another market flow here. I'm not really expecting anything to happen here, but I mean, we'll see. The volatility here is kind of low again. Yeah, these candles are so small. They're like 10 points, 15 points. Let's see. Freddie said, Sean, I'm hoping somehow in this lifetime you'll maybe consider bringing over the K2 strat to NT8, maybe give us a conversion kit to C++. Be great to use that momentum indicator on NT. Yeah, no, and I agree with you 100%. So possibly in the future, Freddie, that'll be the case because, as it's just my main focus right now is mainly on the hedge fund. So once the hedge fund starts up, then I can start working on different projects. But no, it's probably going to happen because I trade directly on NinjaTrader, so it makes sense for me to do that, right? Like for MT8, like MetaTrader, I would never do that because that's kind of going backwards. But since we're moving towards NinjaTrader, a port could possibly happen. It's just I gotta find a coder that the thing with the NinjaTrader platform is that there's not a lot of people who code in NinjaTrader that I personally know. I don't trust giving this to like a random person to code it because obviously you know that they can mess with it. But yeah, so that will be in the works in the future, Freddie. We got a long time trading still, so I'm not going to retire from trading anytime soon. I'm just getting started. Not really just getting started. I'm saying that in a hypothetical. Like I'm just getting started as in like we're gonna keep going for a while. All right, so there's a possible market flow entry that's coming up right here, guys. I don't think I'm gonna take it because the volatility is so low. So if you guys want to take it, feel free. I'll mark it up right here for you guys if it's something that you guys want to look at, but I'm probably not gonna take it myself because of this. Or actually, I take that back. I don't want to say that yet because the volatility here is picking up. We'll just see how this candle plays through. If it gets down to like 20 seconds and it's still pretty red, probably not going to happen. It's not going to have enough time to swing back up. But I will keep this in mind just in case. So we're at the 20-second mark. And yeah, probably not going to fill. So yeah, Freddie, like we were saying earlier, the port will probably happen because at some point I'm probably going to. So the strategy right here that I'm taking on the 100-point move, I'm going to have to find a way to automate that, right? Because it's hard for me to trade two different strategies at once at the same exact time. So I'm probably going to have to find a way to automate that. So I'll have to port these indicators over to NinjaTrader 8. And then from there, I can turn it into a automated strategy. So yeah, it'll be in the works. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen, but it will probably happen. So you just got to give it some time. Yeah, no, definitely Freddie. Yeah, for sure. Because Ninja Trader 8's like I really like Ninja Trader 8. There's so much customizability and there's a lot of stuff you can do through Ninja Trader. I've been looking at different strategies too, a lot of quicker strategies that we can apply, like those engulfing patterns that I was showing you earlier with the V2 and V3 variations. And those can, if I can automate that, that could be super, super useful because it can just run all day versus having to be on the computer at all. Yeah, because if I find an example here, guys, I'll show you. It's just we don't really see the V1, the V2 or V3 variations very often. They don't happen too much. But when they do happen, so for example, this is an example right here. Price came down. We had a low here with the red candle. This candle was engulfing. So this would have been an entry for a V2 variation or V3 variation. And the way that I was basing it was off ATR. So if the ATR over here was like 38, 35, it would just be automatic ATR. You guys can see right there, full TP. It's a pretty good strategy. It's just, it doesn't happen very often. If I see it here, I'll show you. So again, right here, we might have a possible V3 or V2 variation. There's a low here at the red candle. If you have a big green candle that comes up after an engulfing green candle, then that could be a possible setup for a V2, V3 variation. The only problem here is the sessions. So it's something that you guys want to, maybe look out for. So again, if this candle here is huge, it's got to be huge though. It can't be like same size. It's got to be like a pretty obvious engulfing candle. I'm not going to take it. I'm just going to show you guys as an example so that you guys can kind of have an idea what to look out for. So the candle's got to be pretty big. It can't be like barely the same size or like slightly bigger. It's got to be like twice or three times the size of the candle because you need to have some volatility there. Candle has 25 seconds left on it. I think Powell's done speaking. It's probably why the volatility's so dead. Let's check this out real quick. What is top news for today? All right. So the pattern still hasn't came up yet. This could be it right here again. Again, the candle has to be really big. So it has to be a really big green candle in order for it to set up as an engulfing. I mean, technically, if you're doing like technical engulfing, it could be just a little bit bigger, but for this specific type of entry, it needs to be pretty big because you need that volatility behind it. And again, did not work there. I mean, technically, so look at this. If you guys are looking at this here, it would technically, if you were like really calling it an engulfing candle, this would be an engulfing candle, but I wouldn't consider this the one that I was looking for. I wouldn't want this to be a lot bigger, but this candle is engulfing the body. And you can see your price is pushing up. So if you wanted to do this in a technical sense, yes, this would be a V2 variation, but or a V3 variation, but I personally I wouldn't have taken it. Still would have hit though. So if you guys were looking to take that there, that would be a traditional V3, V2, V3 variation, but I was looking for something bigger, something like this over here, because I wanted to make it pretty obvious and clear. That's what you were looking for, but same pattern that it did play through. And if you guys took it, I mean, solid work right there, guys. And there you go. That's a reversal pattern. So low with the red candle, engulfing green, reversal or correction back to the upside. So now I'll look for some possible market flow entries. Now that we're up here. So now that we're up here, I'm going to look for price to kind of retrace down a bit. and then come right back up. Come up, retrace, climb up higher. All right, we'll see what happens here on the next candle. Have to pay attention to it because it might happen quick. The volatility stays high. We got liquidity up here. All right, so the volatility here is back to being dead. Pushed up for like one candle, this is typical. Let me go and mark up the new structure here. So the new structure looks like it's at the 50 mark. It's right there. Basically between the 100 and the 250 mark right here. Price is coming down slightly. Not enough for a market flow, but it is coming down slightly. But we are now in a new range. So now that we're in this new range, see what happens here. All right, so there's some volatility here. There may be a market flow in the next candle, so I'm going to be looking out for that. The candle swings down red, comes back up green. Possible market flow in the next candle. So I'll be watching it right here. What I need is price to come down and come right back up. $30 points on that candle, 25 points on this candle. All right, the volatility is pretty much back to being dead. So I don't know if we'll get another entry right here right now. For the next one. Just got to pay attention because there's going to be some dead candles and then all of a sudden the volatility is going to pick up. Kind of random. So again, right here, we need this to come down and come back up. Come down a little more. We have liquidity up here, so we have some targets. Or we have a target if price decides to climb up higher. Main issue here is that the volatility is so low though. All right, let's see what happens on the next candle. Not happening on this one. And the volatility here is just not there. If you guys want to ride this up, so typically what I would do for this liquidity is I would ride it to the liquidity. So what I would look for is if possible it breaks past this area here, then it's probably going to push up to the next level of liquidity up there. Too late now. like literally when I was saying that it happened. But yeah, typically like I don't take liquidity at liquidity, but I look for the highs here. If the highs get broken, I typically look for it to push past and to the liquidity point. That's usually how I trade liquidity. There's a lot of different ways to trade it. This is my way of doing it. I don't like going at the liquidity because typically price will get exhausted by the time it gets to that point. So I try to catch it before it gets to there, like where it's like just like 10 or 15 points away from it and then push through. Because I think this is now going to hit liquidity. It's going to be a matter of time until it does, but I do think it will hit liquidity. I'll be looking for a possible market flow entry here again, still. There's another target right there. So basically, this is just an area of liquidity where the price is just sitting. See if I can maybe get in right here. All right, I'm gonna try to ride this up to the liquidity.
Order filled.
Possible. Oh, my order already filled already. Shit, I was trying to put a pending order there. So let me see if I could. So my entry filled right here. I think I got in a little too early, guys. This might stop me out. Yeah, it stopped me out. Fuck me. Sorry, guys. I did this thing wrong. I was trying to put a pending order here, and then it ended up I was trying to put a pending order here what it was earlier, but then I ended up hitting ask instead of pending order, and then it just filled it. It's all good. I'll look for a market flow right here. Possible market flow in this next candle. It's already running. I don't know if anybody got into this one here. Just happened too quickly. I'll look for the next one. But yeah, so what I was trying to do here, guys, is what I said earlier. I was trying to set up my pending order for it to come up and hit this area and then go up, but I ended up putting the wrong order. I put an ask order and it ended up filling right here. And because my stop loss is too tight, I ended up getting stopped out before it shot right back up right here. So my mistake, but I'll be looking for a possible market flow on this next candle right here. Sorry, guys, my mind was all over the place. I was looking at liquidity, I was looking at market flow, and again, that's the reason why I try to stick to just one strategy, because if I look at multiple strategies at once, I make a mistake like I just did right there. So I'll be looking for a possible market flow entry right here. Look for it to come down from where it's currently at, and then I will try to ride this back up further. Make sure that okay, the buy stop limit. This candle has 20 seconds left on it. Let it come down, put my pending order right there.
Order submitted.
It's got 10 seconds left on it. If it doesn't fill, I'm going to cancel the order. It's got 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1, canceling. I'll look for the next one here again.
Order canceled.
Put my pending order right there.
Order submitted.
Waiting for it to swing up. Oh, God. It didn't fill my order. You guys can see my order right there. Trying to cancel it. You guys saw my order right there?
Order canceled.
It came down, didn't fill it, and then it came back up. It was a good thing I canceled it because it didn't fill. All right, I'll wait for another one here. The volatility is starting to pick back up, so this is a good thing. The only thing here is that it's so erratic. So the volatility picks up for a little bit, and then it gets very flat, and then it picks back up. It's really hard to find consistency here. I'm glad my order actually didn't fill right there, because if it filled, it would have hit my stop loss again. But yeah, this trade over here was a dumb mistake on my end. I don't think anybody got into that one with me, but that was like a stupid mistake on my end. So I'm back at break even for the day. And let's see if this here comes up any further. Hey, what's up, Sam? You just getting here right now? Looks like you missed the top step trade from this morning. Hit full TP right here. All right, so there's no entry here right now. Again, I'm just gonna wait for it to swing back up. Looking for it to swing up, come back down, continue up higher from there. Yes, I mean, it was a good entry. Today's and yesterday's hit, I think. Yeah, today's, I don't know if you were here yesterday. I didn't see in the chat. Today's 100-point move hit full TP. The one from yesterday also hit full TP. The one before that lost. So for this week, the 100-point moves was, I think, 3 wins and 1 loss. So basically 2 net wins. So basically 200 points in profit for, that one strategy. I'm still testing it, so it's not something that's really set in stone yet, but I'll continue to apply it on my Top Step account just to kind of keep track of it. And so since there's some skin in the game, I don't really like trading demo accounts, guys. Like even if I'm testing a strategy, I don't like trading demo accounts. I'll trade it on an eval or something like that, just so I have an idea and I'm actually caring about the trade that I'm taking, not taking something random. Yeah, because I know it's like against popular belief. A lot of people try to tell you to just trade on demo if you're not ready. Um, for me personally, I don't really like trading demo because you don't really feel the trade psychology aspect of it. Like you don't feel fear, you don't feel greed, you don't feel any of that stuff because it's not real. There's nothing at risk. So for me personally, if you're still practicing or you're getting the hang of things, I would still practice and train on like either an eval account or a really small account. Ideally, those are the better options because you're still going to feel scared when you take a trade and you're going to feel nervous and stuff like that. When you trade on a demo account, you're not really nervous or scared because you just feel like there's no emotion. You're like, whatever, I'm gonna take this trade and if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You should be trading with no emotion. That's how you should be trading, but you got to be able to train yourself to trade in under real market conditions. Like you want to have emotion, but you want to be able to control it. Yeah, no, definitely, Sam. We're currently at we're at break even for the day or net win. So for the day on our scalp trades over here, I think we're up by 1. Let me just check real quick. So we had yeah, we're actually at break even for our scalp trades. We had 1 loss, a small loss over here. We just got caught in the whipsaw, and then the 100-point move hit. So that's technically profit for the 100-point move. And then for the we took another win right here for a market flow entry scalp. So for the scalp entries, we're at break even. For the 100-point move, it's in profit. Trying to catch one more scalp entry here to bring it back up. But I mean, if I don't find anything here that's worthwhile, I'm not going to force it. We're still in profit for the week, I think. So I'll count the trades for the week so far. So how many wins we have? 1, 2, or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 wins for this week. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 losses. So we're for this week so far in total, we're at 1 net win. So we had 5 wins, 4 losses for the scalps. And then for the 100-point moves, those are currently 3 wins, and 1 loss, so 2 wins. So 1 net win for the scalps and then 2 net wins for the 100-point moves. So I mean, the week's been okay. It hasn't been great, but it's been okay. It's not the week that I was hoping for. Like last week, we had a slightly negative week, and this week we're up by 1 for the scalps. I was hoping this week because typically what happens with like, during a month phase of trading is usually like 1 good week, 1 okay week, 1 bad week, and then a neutral week. For this week, we had neutral, bad, and then again, slightly okay with 1 win. Yeah, the stats for this month kind of suck. Yeah, overall for August, we're currently 21 wins, 20 losses. So we're like +1 net win. And then this week's win is going to be 22. So, or it's going to have 1 more. So it'll be 0.60 points for the week. So it's a really slow month for us for August. Looking at the stats so far for this year. So in January, we made 140 points, 14 wins, 1 loss. February took 16 wins, 11 losses, 125 points. March, we took 13 wins, 5 losses, 200 points. April, 100 points. May was our first red month of the year. It's -20. It was like slightly in the red. June, we came back strong, 65 points. July came up 120 points. And then for this month is going to be a small month. It's going to be 60 points. Or actually, we have another week after this. We have 5 weeks in August. So we're not done with the month of August yet, but basically we're at 60 points so far, 3 weeks in. Which is all good. I mean, it's a summer market. It is typical summer market. Let's see, Sam said, nice, bro. You saw Apex has new promotion, 150, 250. So that promotion has been on for like the past, I think 3 months now, Sam. They keep extending it. I actually use that promotion to cross over all of my 300K accounts. So last month I had 11 or 13 300K PA accounts, and then I had a 250K PA account and then 150 PA account. What happened was like I just passed the 300Ks, and then I used that promo last month to make them all 300Ks. So yeah, I mean the promotion is good. I mean, if you can trade within Apex's rules and stuff like that, the promotion is really good. Realistically, it's a good promotion because I think traditionally it's like 285 for the activation fees. And I think that promotion only runs until like the 26th or something. So if you guys want to use it, or you guys want to get your accounts pretty much passed right away. Let's see. So they said yesterday the 80% flashback sales back. They do this pretty often. So it's until the 28th. Got it. Yeah. So it says their 80% flashback is back, $40 resets for every valuation size, 85 PA lifetime fees until the 28th. And then they had their biggest payout. So they had their biggest payouts. That's crazy. So they pay them out 1 million and 2 million. Nuts. Yeah, well, I'm glad to see people are getting paid out by Apex. I'll just keep using them from now. All right, guys, the volatility here is pretty low. If there's nothing here that comes up, I might just wrap it up. I'll take my break even for the day. And we'll wrap up this week with 1 net win for our scalps. This is just continuing to go sideways right here. Nothing going on. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Just a reminder, guys, sorry about like next week. I know I said I wanted to do a mentoring session, but I'm going to have to cancel it because next week is my wedding week. And I'm pretty much busy the entire week. I totally forgot that it was coming up next week. This whole month flew by pretty quickly. So I'm not going to be able to have the mentoring session on Monday. once everything's kind of settled, maybe like next month, I'll start going back to my weekly mentoring sessions. But as of now, I'm just kind of busy. I'm still not sure if I'm going on my honeymoon right away, so I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, guys, no mentoring session on Monday. I wanted to, but we'll pick back up on that when I have time. All right, guys. So there's price pushing back up right here. There may be a possible market flow entry. So just keep that in mind, guys. Possible market flow entry here. If price comes down and comes right back up, I'll be looking for this here for possible opportunity. We'll see if the volatility stays decent. We still got liquidity sitting up here, so there's still a target for price to push up to. Let's see if this here comes back down. So I'm looking for price to retrace, come back up. I'm trying to see if there's any other entries here that we would have taken or anything that we would have seen, but I don't really see anything else here. And there's a high-low scalp that came up right there. See, the thing with the high-low scalps is that it's a strategy that you can actually, I mean, for the most part, backtest and understand if it actually hits or not. These high-low scalps have actually been working pretty decent. Yeah, possibly maybe another strategy to incorporate. I'm trying to find another strategy to incorporate with these market flows. I like the market flows, but they just don't happen very often. So there may be a market flow entry right here, guys. Heads up. Put my penny order right there. Catch it if it swings up from here. Candle has 27 seconds left on it. So I'll be watching here. It's got 20 more seconds. Doesn't really look like it's going to swing back up, but if it does, be looking for possible entry here. We got 10 seconds left. Going to cancel it. No entry there.
Order canceled.
All right. So with that said, so they got 80% evals, expires in 4 days. Let me check the calendar real quick. See if there's any I don't really see any like news here. We got jobless claims on the 29th. Core PCE price index over there. So if they extend that until like the week after, there's going to be possibility for NFP. There's NFP. NFP is going to happen. Actually, so next week is actually Labor Day, I think. So I don't even know when they're going to have NFP. That's weird that there's no NFP on Friday. So unless they're pushing it back to the week after. No, there's no way. There's no way they're skipping NFP. I'm looking at the calendar here to see if there's any NFP, like when NFP happens, but it shows that there's no NFP the next month, which is impossible. There's no way. Unless I missed it. Did I miss it? So here, Friday the 30th, no NFP. There's PMI. There's ISM. Joel shell openings. It's got to be on the 6th. So I'm just trying to figure out because NFP is like the only day that there's going to be a big price spike in news. Let's check Forex Factory. I'm pretty sure it's going to be on here. Yeah, NFP is going to be happen on September 6th. So here's the thing, if they extend this to the 6th, there could be possibility for NFP on that day. All right, guys, so it's 7:48 right now. I'm not really expecting anything to happen here. You guys can see the volatility is picking up a little bit, but I'm not really expecting any entries here to happen. This thing is starting to dump super heavy, so I'm not sure what's causing this price dump. Let me check the news real quick. Check my koi fin. Refresh. There's no breaking news. This is all market manipulation right here. There's breaking news right here. It says Dow rises more than 300 points as stocks rally. So Dow rises more than 300 points as stocks rally after Powell signals Fed rate cuts ahead. So it looks like it's just market manipulation. You know, they literally just updated this right now at 10:42. It's 49 right now. So about a few minutes ago, they reported that and price came crashing down. Yeah, you guys can see that. It's clear manipulation right there. I need to find a way to get CNBC to just give me live updates. Because if I can get a notification when CNBC reports something, I could just do the opposite. Like if I knew this was reported at 42, that was like 8 minutes ago. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Man, if we knew that right here 8 minutes ago, we could have taken the sell and just rode this thing down. I gotta find a way to do that. Try notifications or something like that here. All right. Anyways, guys, if there's any question that you guys have, feel free to put your questions in the chat now. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon. 7:50 right now, 10 minutes till 8. I'm just going to take my break even and I'm just going to wrap up the week. There's no need for me to force any trades here. This week hasn't been good to us at all. A lot of back and forth, a lot of losses, a lot of wins. It's just a tricky market to trade in, especially with this volatility. The volatility here is picked up. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, as soon as an entry comes up here, it gets flat and just goes sideways again, or you get caught in, basically just a back and forth. But again, so looking over here at these high-low scalps, guys, these high-low scalps are hitting. So if you guys want to look for these high-low scalps and take them, they're working. So there's another strategy right there to maybe look out for, right? Because if these market flow entries are not working very well, these high-low scalps are working very well. And it's something that can be taken. I'm even willing to take it because I like these high-low scalp entries. So right there, another one right there, like barely any drawdown. Another one right there, and then possibly another one right here. The high-low scalps are like one of our favorite strategies. It's one of the strategies we kind of traded over the years. I'm going to check yesterday's market real quick before I get off. I just want to see how these high-low scalps were hitting yesterday to see if there's something that's really viable there. It doesn't even have to be a full trend change. It can just be a small one. So it can't be when the market's going sideways like this, though. Like a sideways market, I'm not going to take any high-low scalps. But looking at this right here, when there's a directional push, so price broke and closed right here. High-low scalp hit full TP. And then there's another high-low scalp right here. This also hit full TP. Yeah, no, the high-low scalps are actually pretty good, guys. So I'm looking over here from yesterday. There was about 3 or 4 high-low scalps that came through. We could have taken it for a 1-to-1, 15 points. That was Thursday. Let me go back to Wednesday real quick. I feel curious to test this out to see if high-low scalps are something that we should start to follow again. It's been a while since we've taken some high-low scalps, but they seem to work very well. The good thing with the high-low scalps is that we can avoid the sideways market And then when it actually comes and pushes through, we have opportunities for entry. Yeah, so I'm looking over here, guys. The high-low scalps are pretty much hitting all week. So right here, for example, like we would have waited a while, but once price broke and closed below it, high-low scalp entry right there for a full TP. If you want to do a 1-to-1 for ATR, that could work as well. I mean, obviously, we'd still be careful for the red flags. I wouldn't take a high-low scalp right here, even though it would have hit. This one actually wouldn't have hit, but it was at the red flag, which was a session. We have another high-low scalp right here. Is at the session. I wouldn't have taken that one. Another high-low scalp right here. Yeah, these high-low scalps are they're pretty good, guys. I mean, like I said, every strategy has its day. So I have like about like 20 to 30 strategies that you guys can apply. There's going to be some times where certain strategies are working very well, and sometimes where they're not. It looks like over here, these high-low scalps do work very well though. Price broke and closed below right there. Another full TP. That's Wednesday. So Wednesday had a bunch of wins too. Let's go back over here to what Tuesday. I'll do one more day or 2 more days, and then we'll go from there. I just want to give you guys a little sneak peek to what I might be looking at next week. So I might just factor in these high-low scalps in injunction with the market flows. I'm still going to look for market flows if the volatility is high enough, but if the volatility is low, you know, these high-low scalps actually work very well, and they're worth taking a risk. Oh, this is 8 o'clock. We wanted to mess with them there. This was a high-low scalp right here. See, the thing with Tuesday is that Tuesday was a completely different market. There was a lot of volatility on here on the 20th. So I think on this day would be a market flow type day. Let's check our entries for Tuesday on the 20th. So on the 20th, we had a bunch of wins. So on Tuesday, we had 3 back-to-back wins for our market flow entries. So this is obviously a market flow type day. Whenever you see big wicks like this, these are days to take a lot of more market flow entries. But I mean, either way, it looks like these high-low scalps, this one over here probably didn't hit because of the choppiness of it. This was at the sessions. Yeah, so I think I got to play by ear. So if the market is moving sideways and it's kind of slow, then we'd probably look for these high-low scalps. If the market's moving very fast, like this right here, choppiness, this would be good for the market flow type entries. So I'll just keep that in mind. All right, guys, I think this is going to be it for the day. Let's see. CJ said a high-low momentum scalp just hit. Nice. Yeah, so right here we had a lower low. This buy signal broke and closed past pivots 1 and 2. Entry would have happened right there. Full TP. Nice work, CJ, if you guys caught that. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any more questions, you know, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I think I'm going to wrap this up. There's just not much else here for us to take. And I'm just going to wrap this up as a break-even day. 7:57 right now. 8 o'clock is going to happen in about 3 minutes. So if you guys need to keep trading, feel free. If you guys don't need to, which I'm pretty sure nobody does, I would just wrap it up for the week. This is a toss-up week, basically 1 win overall for the week, which is better than having a loss. So I'll just take my win for the week and I'll wrap this up, come back next week fresh, and then we'll run it back again as we continue on with the last week of August. So. All right, guys, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to message me on Discord. Otherwise,